Hi, I'm Tyler Cunningham from Sandshark Studios here with Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. All right, Stephanie, so I'm going to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Okay, yep.
All right, let's get started. All right, question number one. What are you involved in at USCB?
So I'm in Zeta Tau Alpha, and
Okay.
I am VP2 right now. So I'm in charge of all the new members, and I also do banner and homecoming. I'm in charge of that for Zeta.
Oh, big moves, I see. All right. All right, Stephanie, why did you choose USCB over like any other school?
So I got accepted to USC Columbia, College Charleston, and CSU. But I really wanted to come here because of the small atmosphere. Because I don't like big schools. Like I went to Wando and it was very big, but I can't imagine going to a college with like 20,000 people. So I just wanted to be in a smaller environment.
I feel you. I feel you want the smaller vibe. You want the chill vibe. I see. I see. And the
Yeah.
beach. I know you like the beach.
Oh yeah. I live
Oh,
at the beach, so
oh yeah, I feel that. All right, question number three, Stephanie. What are some of your favorite hobbies?
I like fishing, kayaking, going to the beach, and hanging out with my friends.
Nice. Not. I thought you were gonna put coffee in there too, but
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Coffee is like life.
all right. Question number four. What is one interesting thing about you?
I am the first generation to come to school.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Big moves. I'm telling you, big moves.
Mhm.
All right, Stephanie. Now, my fifth question is, what is something everyone looks stupid doing?
People watching,
People watching.
and you get caught. When you get caught, you just look dumb. So,
Have you ever gotten caught, Stephanie, or no?
oh yeah. Oh yeah, many times, and they just kind of look at me like, and it's just awkward.
This
So
is awkward.
yeah, very awkward.
Nah, you should see people at the gym. It's something else. But that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much for joining, Stephanie.
Thank you. I had so much fun.
Oh yeah, and stay tuned for next week. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, my fellow Sandsharks, and welcome back to our first episode of Fall Semester Crunch Time. Thank you, Tyler, for kicking us off with the Sandsharks segment. Today, we will be having some more fun and informative segments just for you. First up, we have Julia Fleming with Sharkiversity.
Thank you, Becca. Welcome to Shark Adversity, bringing you all the information about USC academics. I'm your host, Julia Fleming. Today, I'm interviewing the wonderful Dr. Jane Violet of Communication Studies Program, USCB. Dr. Violet, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I wish I could see you in person, Julia, and give you a great big hug like I used to be able to do. I'm sorry that this is the best we can do and at this juncture, and just really glad to have this opportunity to talk to you today.
Glad to, Dr. Violet. So for our viewers, can you just give us a little bit information about the communication studies and the goal for the program?
I would be happy to. This is something I've been doing for over 34 years, talking about communication and communication studies. So communication is an interdisciplinary field of study that represents a very broad and relevant application to the 21st century. We explore and examine and represent areas such as speech communication, all forms of media production, journalism, organizational communication, human resources, leadership, public relations, just to name a few. The best thing about the communication studies program is the breadth of possibilities that we offer. And I'm talking about this not just in terms of our program here at USCB, but who we represent as communication professionals. The possibilities are so broad. And what's nice about that for us and our students is that we can never be pigeonholed into one type of career or one type of context. Our program appeals to students who want to gain experiences and skills that can be applied in dozens and dozens of different ways. We know that students who can write well, speak well, think critically and creatively, and to produce problem-solving messages can use these skills in a number of different career paths that I think we're going to be talking about in this interview.
Yeah. So what kind of experience on and off campus do communication students are able to complete?
Well, and I could sit here all day. I know I need to be brief. Students interested in communication studies can anticipate, first of all, very close and mentoring relationships with faculty. I mean, communication is about relationships. So Dr. Brett Borton, Dr. Caroline Sawyer, and the number of wonderful adjuncts that we have working for us in our program here at USCB really work hard to build close relationships with our students so that we can discover what your interests and goals are, such that we can guide you to the right courses, the right kinds of internships and experiences that will help prepare you for the kinds of career paths that you may want to take. And even with our campus being, in the situation that we're in now with COVID, there's a number of wonderful opportunities for our students to engage in. First and foremost, the things that Dr. Sawyer is doing with media and media production, her relationship with South Carolina Educational Television. She has not stopped coming up with creative ways to get our students involved. So that is very impressive in these days of COVID.
So before we wrap up, what kind of career paths that students can take after they get their bachelor's degree? Because as you said, the communication studies program is very broad and you can go whatever path you can go. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Oh, the career paths are broad and wonderful. And as I mentioned earlier in our interview, the nice thing is you can never be pigeonholed as a communication professional. Anywhere there is communication or the need for communication to flow within an organization or out of an organization, there are jobs. I was doing some research recently about, just what exactly is the state of careers and career opportunities for people that have degrees in communication, and they are still wonderful. Even in the situation that we're in right now with COVID and some of the challenges that we're having in our society, the career paths are many and varied. I will give one piece of advice. I think every single student that is getting a degree in communication studies really needs to feel comfortable and confident in their use of technology. I also want to recommend that students who are interested in pursuing careers in communication studies look online at one of the best resources published by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics called the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And this is an online resource that will help you investigate specific careers in communication that tell you where the jobs are, what the median salaries are, what are the skills and aptitudes you have to succeed in those careers. And it's really worth taking some time to get to that website, look around on there and just do some exploration on your own. That website is www.b as in boy, ls, Bureau of Labor Statistics, bls.gov. So I recommend that everybody check that out and see the breadth and scope of all the career paths that people in communication studies can take.
Well, thank you, Dr. Violet. That's all the time we have today.
Thank you.
And giving us information on the communication studies program here at USC.
Thank you. I'm sure that any of the professors in the communication studies program would be happy to sit down with any student at USCB and talk more about our program. Thanks, Julia, for this opportunity.
Welcome. Seniors, if you're graduating fall 2020, your application deadline is September 20. Until next time, fins up. Back to you, Becca.
Wow. Thank you, Julia and Professor Violet. I love hearing about the diverse world of communication. The opportunities seem to be endless, and you can really be creative with your career path. Up next, we're going to dive in with Leah Altrus in our student organization segment.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leah Aldridge. I'm one of the hosts for our student news show, Crunch Time, and I'm here with Madison Riley, the leader of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes right here on the Bluffton campus. How are you, Madison?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So I'm just going to be asking you a couple of questions in regards to FCA. So first of all, what is the purpose of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes' main goal is to bring God and to bring Jesus' to everybody that we come in contact with. And we try to do that through a lot of fun games, through just meeting and having a lot of food on campus, just joining together in fellowship. So we just like to serve all of USCB, the whole community, and we do that in God's name so that people learn about God, so that they become saved, so that they find a Christian community like ours who's supportive, who cares about them, and ultimately so that they meet their creator, which is the person that loves them so crazy much.
That's amazing. So yesterday, just based on what I saw on the FCA Instagram, y'all held an event yesterday. Tell us a little more about that.
So we held a socially distanced kickball game, which was super exciting. We had an amazing turnout. We had so many underclassmen come out for the first time. So we maintained our 6 feet social distancing, and we had a kickball game. We had some fellowship afterwards. We were able to pray, and it was a great way to really start off the community that we want to continue throughout the year. It's been hard with COVID keeping up a sense of community amongst our members and stuff. So we're really excited to be back. And just getting in touch with people, getting people what they need, what services, what prayer they need, and stuff like that, and just getting everyone supported the way they need to be, especially right now.
Wow. Okay. So besides the event from yesterday, which just based on your description sounded like it was really fun and really amazing to have that sense of community together, even during social distancing. What other activities does FCA like to do for the USCB community?
We like to, well, we always provide food. Gives you a little bit of a break from the CAF, even though the CAF's great. So sometimes we do Chick-fil-A handouts on campus at different times during the day. We also do like little icebreaker activities during our, nothing intense, but during our meetings so that we can get to know everybody. So you see familiar faces on campus. We also really enjoy going to the fairs and introducing ourselves to new students and stuff during like the clubs and organization fairs. Something we want to start doing more of is setting up booths outside of the cafeteria to hand out motivational messages on different days, especially during finals week and stuff. Try to alleviate some of the stress the college students naturally feel and remind them that everything's going to be okay and that God has them and stuff like that. So we really like to just be a support system and like a positive outlet for students so that they always feel supported and loved.
And it's so good to hear that y'all are keeping such a positive attitude during this whole situation, during this whole pandemic. Just based on the new, COVID guidelines, how do you think that's going to affect your organization?
It's definitely going to be difficult. We're a very close-knit group. So maintaining the physical distancing and mask wearing policies and stuff like that was definitely something we had to talk about with some of our members as like being really important. In terms of worship too, it is a little different with a song or two during every FCA meeting. So now that's going to be mask mandatory, or we're going to have to figure out some very big social distancing policy for it. So we're still working out some kinks that we're not sure about, and also figuring out what room is going to fit all of us. But I think in a way it's going to bring us closer together too, because we're going to have to all work together as leaders and as just members to make this work, to make it so that we can still simulate the really close-knit group we had the past couple years in this new environment that really none of us can control, only God can. But we just got to learn how to be flexible with it, I guess, and just follow everything as closely as possible.
This sounds like such a fun organization overall, really. How often do y'all meet during the week, and where do you meet?
We don't have a permanent location as of right now. That's still a little bit up in the works. We meet every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. though. Our meetings usually run about an hour. We have a half an hour that we usually hang out after. We'll do food, we'll do a guest speaker or a student speaker usually, and then we'll have some music, some worship time, and a lot of time to just hang out and enjoy each other's company. So once we figure out what room we'll be in, that'll be posted on our social media, which is USC Buford_FCA. But until then, we just know that we'll be somewhere every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Okay, really, as students at USCB, we're all still getting adjusted to these guidelines and things like that. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for your organization. Madison, thank you so much for joining us today on Crunch Time. Really, it means a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to get the organization's name out there, and it was great to talk to you too.
Thank you. Hey everyone, I'm Leah Aldrich, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, Leah and Madison. I was happy to hear that FCA is still looking good for this semester. This community can be so important, and to be able to do this while social distancing does sound like a lot of fun. Selena is up next with Sand Sharks on the Screen trivia. This should be a good one.
Welcome to the Sand Sharks on the Screen. I'm your host, Selena, and today I'm trying to see how well these Sand Sharks know their social media trivia. Today I have Jamie, Miranda, and Jared with me. Thanks for coming on today. Are we guys ready for these questions?
Yeah!
All right. What was once Twitter's video sharing app called?
Vine?
Bingo. What was Snapchat called when it was first created?
Chat Snap. Can we Google things?
No.
No idea, dude.
Jamie?
No idea.
All right. So when Snapchat was first created, it was called Peekaboo.
Oh yeah, I would have never got that.
I mean, it makes sense if you look at the logo.
Yeah, with the ghost. It
kind of makes a little peekaboo.
Yeah.
All right. Which popular social media was purchased by Yahoo in 2013 for $1.1 billion?
Was it Facebook?
Instagram.
Wrong.
Was it Twitter?
MySpace?
Wrong. Completely wrong.
Of course.
Would you like the answer?
Huh?
Snapchat!
No.
I don't know.
All right. The popular social media app that was purchased by Yahoo in 2013 for $1.1 billion, which was later given to Verizon, which is now being sold to WordPress, was Tumblr.
Oh, that's old news.
Yeah, no one cares about Tumblr.
Blank ahead. I sure hope it does.
Oh,
Road work ahead!
I'm going to give that one to Jamie as well.
Oh, I have that!
Both of you said it. Now we fight. All right. What flew around the room before you came?
Potato flew around the room!
That is correct. All right. This is last but not least. What iconic frog are you going to find at the center of "But That's None of My Business" meme?
Hermit.
Bingo. All right. And it seems like today all our Sand Sharks do know their social media. Thank you once again for joining me. And thank you guys for watching Sand Sharks on Screen. I'm your host, Selena, and I can't wait to see you next time.
Selena, these media questions were so interesting. Who knew Snapchat wasn't originally called Snapchat? Thanks for a good laugh. Let's go back to Leah and see what's happening with the Sand Shark support.
What's up, you guys? My name is Leah Aldrich, and I am the host for our brand new segment on Crunch Time called Sand Shark Support, where we discuss the importance of our mental health. Today, I'm going to be giving you 3 tips on how we can take care of our mental health, all provided by Mental Health America, also known as the MHA. The first tip to taking care of our mental health is to keep track of all of your gratitudes and achievements. Every day in a journal, write 3 things that you are grateful for and 3 things that you have accomplished. Tip number 2 is to start your day with a cup of coffee. And if you don't drink caffeine, that's perfectly okay. Start your day with your favorite drink, your favorite tea, or even your favorite breakfast. The third and final tip is to tackle your easiest tasks first. This is important because just based on my personal experience, I tend to feel very overwhelmed when I keep focusing on the big main project without taking care of the smaller projects first. Once those smaller tasks are completed, you'll feel much more comfortable and confident when you start that final project. That's all the tips that we have for today. I'm Leah Aldridge, and thank you so much for joining us on Sand Shark Support.
Leah, what a great segment. I'm so happy we can share the support here on Crunch Time with our other Sand Sharks. And to end today's show, we have a JibJab of the crew of the Sand Shark Studios. Don't worry, there was social distancing and practiced while this was being filmed. Thank you all for tuning into Crunch Time. We love our community here at USCB, and it is our goal to stay connected. Be sure to check out USCB Crunch Time on Facebook or Instagram for some interactive segments and your chance to be featured on the show.